What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like the Cleveland Browns has drafted a wide receiver with the number 24 pick. Me personally, I feel like it's a solid pickup, man. This young man from Texas A&M, granted, he ain't no Cornell Tate, but he's a good wide receiver. Let's pull up some of his stats right now. So the Cleveland Browns pick up CONCEPCION. He was third in yards per catch with 15. And overall, man, it looked like he decent, bro. I wouldn't say he's like a number one go-to wide receiver. But what made the headlines is the Cleveland Browns fans booing this young man. Now, we got the footage right here, man. Listen to this, y'all.
2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Casey
You guys seen there, man, the fans really weren't feeling this young man. I feel like we just got to wait to see how it go. Overall, they trying, man. They definitely getting pieces to help Shedeur. And that's all I could ask for from the Cleveland Browns is them try to help Shedeur out. Now, Todd Monken did speak to the media earlier today, and this is what he said going into the draft. And he actually exposed Andrew Berry because he said all these picks is on Andrew Berry. So if people mad with the picks, be mad at Andrew Berry because Todd Monken let it be known way before this draft he has absolutely nothing, when I tell you nothing to do with these damn picks. I mean, bruh, he just completely threw Andrew Berry under the bus. Quick, fast, and in a hurry threw that man under the bus. I don't know, but Todd Monken definitely one of them ones. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Browns, Todd Monken, and Coach, for you, the first draft process as a head coach in the NFL, what's this been like for you?
It's been great. It's been a collaborative effort. Andrew and his guys have done a great job preparing for this year, and we're excited.
As you always say, your wife says, just call the plays that work. You tell Andrew, just draft the players that are good, right? Is that
100%. It's really that simple. Make sure we draft players that we know are going to work out, and I wish it worked like that all the time. But we're excited about this year's draft. We've got a number of players that we think really upgrade the roster, and then once we get them, we can't wait to get them here and develop them.
What's the thing that you look for the most as you kind of go through this lens? Now you're looking at both sides of the ball, but that you want out of players who are going to become Cleveland Browns?
Players that really like football. Because if they really like football, they'll love being a Cleveland Brown. If they don't, they won't.
Yeah, 6 and 24, 2 picks in the first round, so an opportunity really to get better here tonight. What's it been like kind of going through the process of whittling it down to the guys that you want and that Andrew, that the team wants to be Cleveland Browns, and also some of those scenarios that you go through of, hey, if this is happening, here's where we're going to go, and kind of the preparation for it. How's that been as a new experience for you?
Oh, it's been great. And I think we're aligned pretty closely in terms of how we see the roster. Let's start with that. Okay. Our current roster and the holes that we have and the players that we think are going to be available at the spots we have, not knowing how it's going to play out, obviously, in terms of draft day trades. But again, there is a number of outstanding football players that are going to upgrade our roster.
In years past, as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, what was draft night, day one of the draft, like for you?
Well, it's completely different because you're only looking at half of the roster.
Sure.
So you're only looking offensively at potential opportunities to upgrade your roster, where you're at. Now the whole board comes into play, the whole roster comes into play, where we're at in terms of depth, where can we not only feel like we're getting starters and future starters for the Browns, but where we can build depth and players we think that we can develop into starters.
So what are the butterflies like for you? Because I'd imagine there'd be years where you knew you were going to take a defensive player in the first round, and so that wasn't really going to be all that exciting for you as an offensive coordinator. Tonight, no matter who you take, it's exciting for you. So they're a little, is this first draft as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, first draft as a head coach in the NFL? There's got to be a little juice?
I got juice, but no butterflies.
No butterflies, all right. Because you're prepared, right?
Well, we're prepared, and Andrew's making the pick. I mean, come the first game next year, that's different. I'll have butterflies, but this is Andrew's deal tonight, and so I'm fired up. I do have juice. I am excited We did have a chance this week to get outside with our players and see what we have, and the opportunity to add to that this weekend, and then for the most part get them all here in a couple weeks is really exciting.
I'm glad you brought that up. What was that voluntary minicamp like for you? We got to see, the first day the media was allowed to be there, but over the last 2 days and obviously ending today, what was that like for you?
Well, first of all, the weather was great. To be able to get out there with the guys kind of puts the cart before the horse.
Sure.
We went from phase 1 to phase 3. Normally you go from phase 1, little bit phase 2 before you really jump into offense versus defense, but the players handled it great. The juice, the connection, guys working together, came out of it healthy, which is the most important thing.
I remember one of the things you said to me early on is you get better at playing football by playing football, and there were a lot of team periods in the day that the media was able to be out there. I loved it. Is that something we can expect a lot of as we go through OTAs and minicamp and then into training camp?
No, for sure. They asked why did we have so many team periods, and I just said because it's allowed.
Yeah, it was a great answer, by the way.
It's really that simple. I mean, why would you not? Why would you not take advantage of the opportunity? We did a little bit more of that today, being Thursday, but next week we'll get a lot of routes on air, individual, group work. Why not get more teamwork when the rules allow you to go against the defense? There's nothing like it. The speed of the game, the communication, the situational football, it was invaluable.
It was awesome, and guess what? Tonight's going to be awesome because you're going to add 2, maybe more. Maybe who knows what we're going to see when it all shakes out here tonight. But what does a successful night for the Cleveland Browns look like through your eyes tonight?
Well, I don't think we're really going to know. I don't know that you're going to know till you get the players here.
Yep.
I think one thing we all do, and the media does, is we put grades on players before we even let it play out. I know we're going to get some really good players.
Yep.
And players that we need to develop. We're in the developmental business. That's what the NFL is. So I'm looking forward to whoever we select being Cleveland Browns, and then it's our job to develop them, bring them into our team, and then see what we got.
Oh, we can't wait to see who it is and let you get your hands on them. Coach, good luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you.
That was Todd Monken, man. Cool as could be, because he know he ain't got nothing to do with any of this, which is crazy to me, man, because watching Todd Monken sit in the draft room, he looked like he really ain't want to be there. And to me, this whole micromanaging and not letting him design his team is beyond me. I feel like for Kevin Stefanski to have his guy with Dylan Gabriel last year, I don't know if that played a factor in Todd Monken not being able to maybe voice his opinions about a guy that he might want. But it's clear as day. He let it be known. Andrew Berry drafting these guys, bruh. I have nothing to do with this. But I want to know y'all thoughts down in the comments section, man. Keep them bills on. And until next time, man, shake the haters off.